everybody. You know it's a live stream, so you knew everything was going to bork at some point in time. There we go. I see a live feed. All right, excellent. Welcome on in, guys. You know I've been talking about this stream for quite a while. November 3rd, you've seen my spoilers on my Twitter. You have seen everything on my YouTubes. And you know I've just been talking about it nonstop in my streams. I'm so glad that you guys could make it in today, but just in chance that you came in today and have no idea what's going on and why the setup is so much different, we have the extreme pleasure of talking with 3 of the cast members from the Shapeshifting Detective, which is an FMV game that will be releasing this Tuesday, November 6th. Take a look.
So the job, Dorota Shaw, 21, accomplished cellist. Redhead. Sprangled. I know who did it, but I need proof.
I'm Violet. Welcome to the guest house.
There's going to be another murder.
The tarot doesn't just sat-nav us to normal murders.
Alice, are you okay?
Will you marry me?
I'm gonna be saved.
We need to save her.
Didn't you know? Perhaps the murder will bring some tourists in.
I won't let you die.
You know, you're quite striking.
You have one job.
Are you a shapeshifter?
Don't get caught.
I knew it. Can you be anyone you want?
You can't just go around kicking people in the balls. Even if you are the vicar's son.
I'm not going to freak out over a bit of shapeshifting.
I really don't think I'm ready for this.
Questions! Question after question after question!
Did you kill her? Did you kill Dorota?
You can go now.
All right, doesn't that look lovely? So I'm not going to chat with you guys too much. Hi, Chubb. Hi, Chaka. Hi, Dragon. All of you guys, I don't want to take up too much time because we want to get to talking with them. So as you know, I have Anarosa, eizaguerre, Butler, who is playing Bronwyn.
People look like tiny rainbow outlines. I don't think August is ready for any more strange.
Nicholas Pople.
In the guest house. I'm sorry. That was in bad taste.
And
you
of
can't
course,
just go around
Rupert
kicking
Booth.
people in the balls. Even if you are the vicar's son.
All right, there we go. I think we've got everybody on here. I told you we have Rupert. We have Anarosa. We have Nicholas. And my right-hand man in all things podcast related, Stephen White, is on the show, you guys. So, first off, thank you all so much for being here today. This is super exciting for me. Hopefully you guys are excited as well. But before I get too far along, may I say happy birthday, belated birthday to Anarosa. You guys, I don't know if you know in chat, it was Anarosa's lovely birthday yesterday. Can we get a wall of happy birthdays and Feels birthday man in chat for Anarosa? It was on a Friday, so hopefully you didn't party too hard and you're still feeling pretty good today. Oh, that's fantastic. I live the dream. I say that every day when I go into work. They're like, how are you doing today? I'm like, living the dream. How does everyone get so lucky this early in life? Excellent. Let's just kind of go around and briefly describe, go into a little depth about your characters that you play in the game. We'll go ladies first. Anarosa, you want to describe a little bit about Bronwyn?
Even though she's trying to do some good, it always comes back to kind of bite her in the ass. So that's Bronwyn in a succinct fashion.
Oh, nice. I've gotten to play a little bit of it. Have you?
Is it good? Have you liked it yet?
I was just going to say if any of you have even gotten to see the game yet.
I am on my second round of playing it right now.
Oh,
no way.
Nice.
And enjoying it very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the infectious madness of Dr. Decker quite easily is in my top 5, if not the top 10 in any way, of my favorite FMV games. I play FMV games as many times as I can get a hold of them. Devecki's amazing. Tim and Linda do really amazing work, so I'm excited for it. How about Nicholas? Why don't we talk a little bit about Rain? How would you describe him?
Yeah. So Rain, he's another one of the tarot readers. He, in sense of what his character's like, he's a very logical thinking character. He always wants to be the one that has all the answers. If he doesn't know the answers, he wants to research and look into everything. So yeah, he's got a very logical, kind of level-headed, intellectual side to him, but also within that there's quite a passionate fire, shall we describe it, within him, where he is a very determined character, and when he's set his mind on something, he's determined to get it done. And within the tarots themselves, they're kind of like a family. So when one of them gets accused, for example, Anarosa gets accused, first thing that comes is protecting the family. So, yeah, that's a main focus of his like objectives in the game.
Excellent. And Rupert, how about a little bit about Chief DuPont?
Uh-oh, we got some audio.
Muted.
We did. We forgot to tell him to bring it back on. I think we screwed him up. Have to help him out. We muted him. Now we got to figure out how to unmute him.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
There we go. There we go. Yep.
Yeah, the weird thing is, I didn't mute my microphone. I just went really quiet.
Oh, you were really good at that.
I couldn't make it mute properly, so I just didn't try. So, so yes, Dupont. Dupont kind of he's the liaison character. He's the one that the shape-shifting detective goes and reports to, and he gives you hints and clues and tips and sarcasm. I think he's really sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
Which was quite nice. I really enjoyed playing that. That wasn't a stretch. So why?
Typecasting, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
And yeah, he's very down to earth. He keeps you on the straight and narrow to a point. Yeah, I liked him.
Ah, okay. What sarcasm, Chub Cheeks. He also put in there that we did stream Contradiction. On the stream a few months back, not really sure when it was. So they were pretty excited about that as well. I was like, we get them both back together again.
Yeah, I'm almost. DuPont's very different. DuPont is nowhere near as big as Jenks, I think is the way to put it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you feel like now you've just been typecast in video games as that detective? Cop.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I always think, look at me. Who am I going to cast him as? I don't know, a policeman. No, what? I don't know. Yet I keep getting cast as these sort of detective types. Fine, I'm down with it.
You do really well, Rupert. You do it really well. To be fair.
Thank you. You're very kind.
No, it's true. Remember I pushed you to go for DuPont.
She did. Yes, she did. She got me the audition.
I was like, you're doing it. You're basically doing it. And then we prepped you, and then you were in Barcelona, and we set up the tripod and the phone, and you were talking to Tim, and well, we set to do the audition on the Sunday because we got wrecked Friday night. Do you remember?
We did. Yes, we got.
Yeah, there's no way you're presenting yourself to an audition on Skype on a Saturday hanging.
So you should have done it on the Friday night.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Both Rupert and I have been banned from auditions forever, probably. We've done that.
In English on the Friday night. I don't know what it would be in speaking.
Oh.
Maybe it was just to find motivation. That was your secret, right? He's actually a drunk, but you got to keep that in here. That's your secret going into the audition.
I wouldn't have been able to find the floor on Friday night, let alone motivation. I had a clue.
I usually find the floor with one foot on it.
Yeah, Tim would have got this piece of performance art as an audition, that if he had any sense, he'd put on YouTube and say, this is how the human race ends.
75 billion hits, and then your favourites.
I might be overstressing how wrecked we got, but we did get quite wrecked. Yes. It was her fault.
Well, good times were had, I hope, by all.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Sounds like you two might be a bad influence on each other. I don't know.
No.
She says.
No.
Yeah.
Lovely. Absolutely.
It's only 10 years of friendship. Never.
Oh, that's sweet. So you guys have known each other a really long time then, huh?
I'm still here.
Through the ages, really, haven't we, Rupes?
Through the madness of it all.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but we've just hooked up, right? That Nicholas is going to join the group, right? Like you'll have 3 of you going and hanging out and get some new stories going on the time.
Exactly, Elephant and Castle.
Totally, yes.
I can get going.
Nick, I've stepped on your floor, so I know where you live now. And now Rupert knows where you live. So
no, he's already told me. No,
we'll be sure to mute that just in case slips are made here.
I know where he is. We'll meet up sometime soon.
What?
Yeah. We just found out that we're both more or less based in London, so just hit me up, guys.
There you go.
Cool, nice, excellent.
Awesome.
I'm in London for the next 3 or 4 days at least, actually.
A blossoming friendship here, you guys. Because I bet that's different, because we were discussing it just a little bit before the stream, because a lot of you probably didn't get to film with each other, right? Because the way a lot of the the settings and stuff. So I think Rupert, you were saying mostly you yourself, the camera, and Tim, right? Or
I was on my. It was me and Tim and Linda, and that was it. I didn't get to meet anyone. I didn't go to the manor house either. The amazing haunted manor house that everyone talks about and goes, wow, it was amazing and great. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, was it? Good. I was in a big cupboard.
I'll take your word for it. It was fantastic.
And I don't let Tim and Linda forget that either. Whenever I see them, it's kind of like, oh yeah, stick me in a corner again, are you? Right, fine. You know, I'll not go to the palace then.
Oh.
I know. Thank you, Bob.
Cinderella will go to the ball eventually.
Yeah, they've never yet given me a slipper. And honestly, a glass slipper, that's the stupidest idea because it'll just break under your foot and it'll lacerate your foot. That's idiotic.
Absolutely. I agree. I always thought that was dumb. And then why did it matter if it was before midnight, after midnight? Who cares? Like, I just want
That's not romance, that's assault.
What is it, like Gucci is the way to go or something like that? I don't know my name brands.
Yeah.
No, bad decisions happen after midnight. Nothing good ever happened after midnight, Lacey. That's why. Go home at midnight.
Fair. That's fair. I have this feeling you and I could go drinking together and lots of trouble would be had.
Let's go drinking, Lacey. We'll have great decisions made after midnight. It'll be brilliant.
I just got to make it up to London, it sounds like. I'm so far removed from the whole situation.
London is where to be, yeah.
Steven can come too, because I tell you what, he's an amazing dancer after about 4 or 5 drinks.
Yeah.
It takes me about 20.
Just gotta get a few in me and then I'll be ready.
Exactly. 2 is the good number to feel good. 3 is time for karaoke. 5 is time for dancing. 6, it's time to call the friends to pick you up.
Right.
Well, and 7 is a phone call that you shouldn't have made.
Right. If you even remember the next day, right?
Right, exactly.
Look at that. Oh, I didn't want to talk to that ex 6 months ago, but now here it is. But I guess we should talk a little bit more about Shapeshifting Detective. I don't know.
Yeah, we should.
But so I have to know what it's like, and let's go to you, Nicholas. Getting to record so many different reactions or on the different play styles that people might do, because I don't want to spoil too much because I know a lot of it's under embargo for tomorrow on how the game itself is played. What is that like, getting to do different reactions, or if I'm making myself clear here, like you have to react differently depending on whether we answered you or not?
Well, it's the thing. It's like the whole idea of the game is that you make different choices and your choices matter, and with each choice you make, it has a completely different, like you say, branch of conversation and events that can happen. So when it came down to actually reading the script, it was a bit complicated because you're going through the script and you're thinking, right, so this step happens and then that leads to this, but if I then say this, then it causes another event to happen. So it's all very confusing. But in terms of performing, it is very much a case of kind of switching between different characters, as it were, because like if you make a certain decision, your character will react to the detective differently compared to how they say something else. So, you know, one response could be very angry and aggressive, another response could be very calm and supportive. So it's an interesting process in order to keep switching between the different types of characters you have to play while still playing Rain, for example, in my case.
Right. And this is your first video game?
It is, yeah. It is my first video game. It's quite a nice opportunity because I do like my video games, and I like acting as well. So I leapt at the chance to be able to merge the two passions together, video games and acting together. So yeah, it is my first opportunity performing in a video game. So it was very exciting for me.
Yeah, that was something I wonder. Like, are any of you gamers?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the direct answer to that one.
We got one in the group here. Obviously, myself and Steven are.
I'm just not. I'm sorry. I'm really interested in games. I know.
Do you like tabletop games then, at least? Like tabletop games, cards, Monopoly? I don't know.
I'm not massively into them either. I used to be a bit, but nowadays I think it's because I spend so much time kind of writing and kind of creating stuff that I want my entertainment to be really passive.
Sure.
I want to just watch and be told a story without me having to do any work whatsoever. Or maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know.
Rupert, do you remember when we tried to play Contradiction and we got stuck?
Yeah, and had to ask
Like,
Duncan. And
I bought the game for the iPad, and like we couldn't even figure it out. And then Duncan a little bit further, and do you remember we remembered parts that we'd forgotten we'd filmed?
Yeah. And I was sitting there going, look, I know who did it, obviously, because I did that bit of filming. I have no idea how we get from here to who did it, though. And we just couldn't work it. The pair of us were pathetic.
Yeah, really
And then
bad.
Duncan
Oh, well,
gave
I
it a
saw
mock.
the live stream of Dr. Decker on Deveki. I went clip crazy. You two were killing me. You were hilarious. I loved it. I almost put a few of them on here today, but I was like, I'll spare them all. I'll spare them all.
Well, hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We had fun, actually. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was going to be like, really. But yeah, that was cool. I'll do that again.
Yeah, we should get you all on there to do it. Like us, or maybe we'll get Nicholas to start streaming here since he's I guess the gamer.
That
of
would make
everybody.
sense. He needs someone who can actually play games. Yeah.
I say I'm the gamer. I don't know how well I would play these games. I have played it like 1.5 times though, so I'd like to consider
You're
I'm
clearly going to be better than we are.
Oh yeah.
You cannot not be better
Well,
than
see,
we
now
are.
I just want Rupert to live stream like a 2D platform. What do you think, Steven? Should he jump into Mega Man?
I really think he should, because if you're going to start somewhere, you start with Mega Man.
Absolutely.
You want to jump into Mega Man?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what
What's
it means.
It's-
It sounds unappealing.
It's very
Jump into
very
Mega Man?
calm.
Oh yeah,
Chill.
oh yeah. I mean, you won't have any kind of stress whatsoever playing that game. None.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Lover.
Nicholas is
Now,
shaking his head. Don't bust us out, man. Come on, we're good.
Not 4 feet from me in a different room is a mate of mine who is an expert gamer. I will run this past him because I don't trust your faces.
Aw,
okay.
come on now. We steer you wrong.
It's going to be calm. There's going to be no stress. Yeah.
Chubb has the right idea. Maybe we should start him with
Touch-
Pong.
touch on
Maybe
his
we should start
faces.
him with Pong.
It's like what you say to someone before you start grooming them. Don't worry, there'll be no stress.
Yeah, you just calm them down. You calm them down.
Exactly. Let's see. So,
Nick, hey, wait a second. Nick looks like he's frozen.
no.
Like he's doing mine.
I thought it was me as well. He's gone.
No.
He's got like an advert.
oh, Skype, don't
Yeah.
do this to us, man. He does.
Water. It's refreshing.
It's actually
Right, isn't
there.
it?
Let's see.
Oh,
there
there
he
he's back.
goes. Excellent.
I think he's back. Okay,
Perfect.
good.
No, he's got back from me.
The
He's
joys
still
of
water.
live,
Live theater, darling.
without
No,
the
what-
rehearsal, right? Just go.
Actually, Nick freezes quite well. Anybody else? Oh, there. Okay, now he's there. Is that him moving? Or is it just...
Yeah. He's back now. Good.
Okay. Deadly. All right, cool.
So, I have like an audition question.
Oh.
Did any of you by chance audition for a different part that you didn't get?
Nope.
No.
No.
Not for me, no.
Wow, beautiful.
Oh,
Okay, well,
Sounds like a typecast.
right? Right? Well, is there another part in the game that you saw that you were like, if I wasn't this one?
No, Rupert auditioned for Bronwyn, but he just didn't have the hair. So that.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, I could have
indeed.
borrowed yours, right? Just a little bit of it right there. Just hanging
Exactly,
around.
yeah.
Is there
No,
another
no.
part in the game that you were like, if I didn't get this one, I would have totally loved to rock that other one? Not
No,
everyone, I
like-
think, was placed perfectly, mind you, but
I have to admit, I like Rupert's part. I just love the character DuPont. He's a brilliant part.
I don't want to say, in case in saying I give anything away.
oh, fair enough. Fair enough. You're right, because like we do have to be careful today, guys, in chat, because there's.
I learned a contradiction. I learned, ooh, Lamb, be careful what you say here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't want to trap anyone into the wrong thing because I like to respect embargoes myself. I don't know, Steven, was there anything you wanted to throw out there? I know I'm bogarting. When I get nervous, I just ramble. You guys
No.
aren't the show,
I mean, hey, you know what? I'm actually glad I'm not running this ship for once, because this is usually my thing. I'm usually the one directing everything. I'm glad to be in the driver's or in the passenger seat for once. So
David, I love your accent. Isn't his accent great? I could listen to your voice all day long.
thank you. I've never heard anyone tell me that before.
Let me be the first.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna start listening to my voice, going, what am I doing? But no, no, I had a few questions. I guess maybe not on the scope of the game per se, but just in general. Is there like a role? I mean, you're all actors. You've done you've done film and stuff like that outside of this, correct? Maybe even some theater.
Yep.
Is there a role that you would love to have? Like really get, if you had that opportunity right in front of you, you just want it.
Ooh.
Let the boys go first.
After you.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
It's on you now.
And that's how you pass the buck.
I don't know why, but for some reason the idea that came into my head was if I could go back in time and audition for Gandalf, I would do it.
Oh.
I don't know if I'd get the part, but I'd give it a damn good try.
Yeah.
I don't know, just the idea of this big character that has this presence even on screen and literally just enters the scene and everything just goes quiet and everyone listens to you, and it's just being able to portray a character like that.
And cash dollar, no?
Yeah, that too. The money would be good. It would be nice, you know. If they do a Game of Thrones film, which I hear is a potential, then that'd be sweet.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, a character like that. I don't know. There's multiple characters that I could choose from that I would love to be able to play, but yeah, something big.
Something big. Okay, fair enough. What about you, Anarosa?
I would love to play. I've always said this. I'm always a big fan of vampires. Everybody likes a vampire, like a Princess of the Dark kind of character.
We're not talking about sparkly vampires, right? We're talking about real vampires.
No, none of those. No, that's just silly. The fools. No, that's just ridiculous. A sparkly vampire. No, I would like just something like that, or something like an underground. I mean, Blade. Was it Blade? Yeah.
Oh, Blade. Oh, yes.
I mean, you know, it's looking to be rebooted here pretty soon, so.
Really?
Yeah, your opportunity could be right around the corner.
Maybe we should have her do a quick audition here. We'll send it in.
There's always room for an Irish vampire, I think, anyway. Yeah, and who doesn't like the Irish? And an Irish vampire, I could get into places.
Right.
Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah.
I think that would be a fantastic idea.
About that.
Rupert.
Which ridiculous part would you like to go for as well?
I'd like anything really in Doctor Who or Star Wars or Star Trek. I don't really care which. I don't really care what. I'll be a background pillar. You know, just get to be in one of these damn things.
Try it for a stormtrooper. All you got to do is miss.
Stormtrooper. I'll be one who cracks his head even. Fine, great.
Yeah, fair enough.
Man's in. So yeah, just something in one of them.
Okay.
Or I'll play a nacelle in the Enterprise. I don't know. Whatever comes my way. I'm good with it. I'll be adaptable.
Fair enough. Well, let's see. Lace, did you have another one, or do you want me to go again?
I mean, I have a ton that can pretty much go out to everyone because I just probably went a little ridiculous here for all of it. Let's see. Let's do. Has there been an odd moment maybe where you've been recognized in real life due to like the video game or anything like that? Like a weird moment maybe where you're like, oh my God, really?
Rupert, you got recognized, remember, and I was really proud that you were my friend.
Were you with him? You're like, and I was there too.
I wasn't with him, but I'm just dining out on that story, so that's cool.
Only once, yeah. I was in a pub with a friend, and there was this guy sort of staring at me from across the bar, and I thought, hello, what's going on here? And then I went downstairs to get a pint or something, and you came running down and said, excuse me, are you Inspector James? And I nearly fainted in shock, you know. Yes? Excellent. Got a picture taken, took a picture with me and all that sort of bit. And got
there was a picture taken?
Yeah, there was a picture taken.
Oh, you're such a pop star. OMG.
And then he said, I'll tell my best friend. He was at university in Manchester, and he said, I'll tell my best friend that I met you, who's a big Contradiction fan. You'd love her. She's obsessed with Jenks, and said she'd leave her boyfriend for him. And I said,
well, you made it on the laminate list.
So I said, well, pass on the number. No, I never heard anything. Get anywhere, you know
what, guys? That's the first I heard the rest of that story. I didn't know the extension to that. I just thought.
No, I certainly have told you that bit. You've just forgotten it because.
No, I don't remember about the boyfriend leaving the boyfriend for you.
Yeah. So yes, that's the only time. That's the only odd story I have about it. But it is quite an odd story. Yeah.
That's gotta feel.
I mean,
cool,
online I get recognized because I do like other videos and stuff like these YouTube channel videos. So the odd time there might be a little comment going, "Oh, isn't that the girl? Isn't that Emma from Contradiction?" Which is always nice. But nothing in a 3D scenario like Rupert in a vis-a-vis situation.
One, stop making it seem bigger than it is.
I'm dining out.
Hey, I would hold on to that moment, man. I would hang on to it, you know.
It's kind of weird.
I bet it's gotta feel surreal from the game, especially.
Very,
Because gamers were
very.
passionate people, man. You'll know one way or the other whether we
Yes,
like
you
you or
are.
not.
Yes, you are.
Thank you all for being so nice so far.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the right community for that. Like I said, I've been obsessed with FMVs for longer than I'm going to admit, and so here they're pretty well used to any FMV I'll play and give it a shot. And of course, there's quite a few that's made it into our list of ones that we super duper enjoyed and had a lot of fun playing through, and that was definitely one of them. Because I did a little thing about some FMVs not too long ago, and Contradiction was the first fully functional like FMV, completely interactable, which I don't know if you knew you made that in the history books there for that game. Just like 100% everything. Because FMVs used to just be like you had a cutscene, you know, it wasn't like, or a point and click, so there wasn't that interactable. So,
I always said it was clever. Didn't I say it was a clever thing?
That's
yes,
true.
you did, Rupert.
When we were doing it, I was going, "Oh, this is clever." I didn't understand how it worked. I didn't understand it all. I certainly didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I could see that it was clearly quite a clever thing, and I was really impressed by it. So that's good to know.
Yeah, very cool.
Good old thing.
Awesome.
I got a quick question for Nicholas, since he's our resident gamer.
Oh yeah.
What have you been playing?
Oh yeah.
That's a question I ask every week to people.
So like at the moment I was in that sort of mind frame where I wanted to just enter another fantasy world for a little bit and explore stuff. So I actually returned to The Witcher 3.
Nice, very nice.
Yes, always a classic. So I've been playing that, just wandering around the world, just killing monsters and completing quests. On top of that, obviously the Shapeshifting Detective I've been playing, one of the lucky few that's been able to. And yeah, just playing those at the moment. I'm very excited to play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh my God,
but I don't have a PlayStation 4, so I'm having to wait for Christmas.
Oh, so now I have to ask, PC or console? Oh no, we lost him maybe.
Oh no.
Come back, Nicholas. There you are.
The important question.
I know, the question that's going to make chat love or hate you. No, I'm joking, but, oh man, we're losing him.
He faces brilliantly.
There we go.
Oh, he's back.
Am I back?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hello,
I can hear you now. You just for a moment you froze, but in the most wonderful pose. So don't feel bad. You weren't like had a weird look on your face or anything.
That makes me. So yeah, PC or console. Ending on a cliffhanger there. It has to be PC for me. It has to be PC. If it has to be a console, it has to be a PlayStation 3 or 4 for me.
I think we just became
this
besties.
This guy, yeah.
That's the thing.
Doing all right.
I think we just became besties. I've always done PC because I could get everything I wanted on PC, and then PlayStation just has amazing exclusives. So I go for that.
Exactly.
Although I'm not, nobody get mad. Xbox is still great. We're not saying it's not. Play on what you love, you know?
But lesser is lesser.
It's a personal preference. I don't judge you for liking Xbox.
Right.
Much.
See, now I want to have all these conversations about the specs.
You said you don't have a PlayStation 4. If you do get one, I would recommend Spider-Man.
Yes, I've heard about this.
Oh my God, it's just so amazing in so many ways. Even the story is it's heartbreaking and fun.
Say, apparently the story's lovely, but also it's something just really nice about just being able to fire webs and just fly around the city.
Yeah, I did it last night for maybe an hour, not even really doing anything, just swinging, just relaxing.
Yeah.
And it was you don't think about it, you just do it, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's like reading a good book. You don't really register the time going by. It's just you get swept up in the world a little bit.
Oh, Nick. Oh.
See, doesn't it make you guys want to be a gamer now? Look at all the worlds you could discover, Rupert. Come on. You just be. I know as an actor you get to be someone else all the time, you know, but sometimes the immersion.
The thing is, learning about games has given me a massive interest in making games rather than playing them.
I can respect that.
That's the sort of thing that I really enjoy. You know, the active creativity, whatever it might be. He said sounding like a ponce, but nevertheless, that's what I do. And that's learning about it all, learning how games work, learning the rules, things you can and can't do, things you shouldn't do. Don't cheat people, things like that. You know, don't give them impossible quests or almost impossible. Then you get to it and you get a thing going. Don't do that. Which I sometimes would in a script, because that's what life does to you sometimes. You know, you can get away with that kind of thing in a plot. Your character achieves, and then suddenly, bang, the thing happens. But the rules about writing and creating games are different. So I'm kind of fascinated by that.
Perfect.
And performing in games as well, isn't it? Because I mean, it was a bit like, in some ways, it was kind of looked down upon a little bit in the sense of if you're a voiceover artist or something like this, you weren't really considered a proper performer necessarily. But now there's this whole scope of you can be a motion capture performer with a full suit, circus in King Kong or Gollum, all these things, and you can be characters in video games and obviously voice actors as well who make a lot of money and a lot of publicity in big games to voice.
No, I think we're losing him again.
He did let us know that he was fixing some internet issues from yesterday, so if he's coming in and out, guys, he'll be right back. There he goes. Yeah. So just bear with. You know the.
He is so skilled at freezing.
I know he freezes in the most wonderful ways, though. I mean, I'm telling you.
Oh my God, he's just doing it like, hey, whatever. And the rest of us look like we're having a stroke and freeze.
Yeah.
Like we're sex face. You're like, oh God, get away. Ugh.
Now, based on something that Nick was just talking about right now, where you have the motion capture, is that something that you guys would ever consider outside of just doing this, like actually doing a motion capture performance, maybe for a video game or even a movie?
That's fine. Yeah, totally. Yeah, not a problem.
Definitely, because it's just so exciting. There's so many different. There's just so many different strands that you can do as an actor or performer. I'm sure, Lacey, you're an actor as well, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So we all have to stick our fingers in many pies.
I know how to serve a table or two.
Oh, girl, listen, I'm like the queen of baristas. Like I can sit you down and I'll make you cappuccino in 5 seconds.
Right.
We
all have the survival gig, as I call it.
Oh my God, exactly. And if no one's worked in hospitality as an actor, get out of the audition room. That's what I'm saying.
How do you learn about so many different people if you're not dealing with them all of the different walks of life at the same time? You can pull so much from it,
Exactly. So, girl, come to Barcelona. I'll take you out. You're like,
you guys
great
heard it. I'm gonna take it one step further. She totally offered me a place to stay, right, guys? Like if I.
You can sleep on the same floor that Rupert Booth slept on. Thanks, exactly. Ooh. I'm just gonna pimp it out.
I feel like we're getting more and more info about this night out here.
Oh.
All right, well, let's try this one. So what's the most dramatic experience that maybe happened while you were on set of The Shapeshifting Detective?
Say again, sorry?
What maybe the most dramatic experience while you were filming? Something like really cool shit the bed maybe by accident, or this spark of genius just happened in the middle of a scene that Tim and Linda totally stole and took credit for, because that's what they do. It's fine. I love you for it too.
It's a similar thing to what Rupert said, where one did spring to mind, but spoilers.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Can't
so
really
hard
say.
with the spoilers. Guys, tomorrow.
I will say that there were a couple of moments. It's particularly when there's props involved. So when you've got objects that you're using and something goes wrong with those props or doesn't go according to plan, that inspiration sparks from. That's as far as I will go, basically, with my answer there.
Hopefully I'll get to that part here soon.
Yeah.
My trauma happened actually before I landed to start filming. Actually, my knight in shining armor, because I was flying in from Barcelona and my flight was delayed by 3 hours, which meant I couldn't get any connecting trains to meet Tim and Linda. So essentially, I messaged Linda a really kind of calm message, as one does when you're filming. It's like, "Hi, Linda. Not to cause you any stress, but I'm 3 hours late. I'm still coming. I just won't be able to like see you there. So maybe I might just have to stay overnight in London somehow, awake at a train station till 6 in the morning." Cue Nick. He was like, "Haha! I live in London. You can sleep on my floor." And
well, that's so great. You were able to help each other out like that, though. You know.
But it was like no, it was such a godsend. So eventually, I got to yours at like 1 a.m. I think.
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah, you're like, I got food. I'm like, no, it's fine. You were so sweet. I got pasta, and I was like, oh, thank you, kind stranger. And I know it's good. And then
Like
I
the
think
innkeeper.
like the innkeeper.
There's
Right?
space at the inn, please.
It's like Bethlehem, but on a weird elephant and castle. And then I left at like 5 in the morning. I literally shot the whole thing on like 20 minutes sleep. Actually, bless. Poor Tim was like, "Are you okay? Do you want to see me?" I'm like, "No."
Poor Tim was terrified.
Yeah, no, I was so worried that they were like, "This is the last time we hire an actress who's not on the fucking same on the bleeping same
You're
country."
okay. PG-13 allows like 2 to 3. We're totally fine. No.
2 to 3. Clucking with a peeper popper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my only drama, thinking that I wasn't going to make it on time to film, and then just filming on a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
I was hyped up to the max.
Cheers.
But it was great.
Cheers.
So thank you, Nick Pople. Thank you,
That's
Nick.
all right.
Great. My night.
You just reminded me, actually. I had on my way to filming as well, my train did that thing where it splits. So half of the train's going one way and the other half is going the other way. And I was on the wrong half and didn't realize.
Oh, no.
So I realized I had my music in my ears. I took out my earplugs and I stood up. I said, "Excuse me, guys," to the people in the carriage. "Do you know if this train is going to this place?" And they all looked at me dumbfounded and just shook their heads slowly. And so I proceeded to then panic.
Right.
I gathered all of my stuff, fell off the train, and went up to the steward on the platform and goes, "Hi, which train is going to this place?" And he just points at the train I just jumped off of.
No!
Oh, no!
Kidding. So I managed to just jump back onto the train as the doors are closing and proceeded to look very grumpily at the two people that shook their heads at me.
The side eye.
But yeah, thankfully I got there in time and it was okay. But a momentary heart attack, which was fun.
I know, right? It's just that feeling you're like, I'm not going to make it to filming. And then like your whole career just like crumbles in your mind.
All of the directors talk to each other and so did the producers. And then right now, if I just get it, I mean, it's public transportation, so it's not really my fault, but they'll just tell me that I should have left sooner and allowed myself plenty of time. And oh my God, have I even studied my lines for what I'm about to do today? And then yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Sometimes you're going to be late, but they don't care.
Yeah, they really don't, right? I only had one experience like that coming into filming on the first day, and there was the worst traffic, and I had never planned to head for it because I wasn't used to living in a big city, and I was about 2 hours late. And then and of course it was the first day. And the next day I was about an hour and a half early because I panicked and left way too early. So I got to just sit in my car for an hour and a half asleep, because I'm like, well, this is still better than the alternative. This is still better than the alternative. Yeah. But hey, Blaster, how you doing? Let's see. What's your spirit animal?
Oh.
Huh?
Any of you? Rupert, we'll say you've been quiet for a little bit. What's your spirit animal?
Rupert's face.
A hedgehog?
Like what? Did she have?
Curls up into a little ball, protects.
Right. When you get nervous, you just curl up.
Like a bear, I would say.
Hedgehog.
Or a wise owl.
What? An apple? An apple isn't an animal. What are you talking about?
Yeah, your spirit animal is a fruit. You're an apple.
Get out of your mind, woman.
No, you would be like an owl, like a wise apple. An owl.
Oh, an owl. I'm thinking that you said apple,
owl,
right?
That's apple. All right, I'm going to be an owl with an apple looking at a hedgehog.
Looking at a hedgehog. I think we've got the start of a really good story right there for you.
think we've
You're
got
welcome.
straight to madness.
What would yours be, Nick? An owl as well.
I might need your help with this one, guys, because like in terms of my personality, I have moments where I can be quite calm and relaxed, and some might say lazy, and then periods of time where I am very, very determined. So,
Are we losing him?
Oh, he's done it again. It's happened again.
But look, he looks great. Look at that.
I'm gonna say lazy.
Okay,
Again,
that
it's
is
a
a
good
pretty
one.
good one. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, we heard lazy and relaxed, and then.
Oh no, that's what you got. That's it.
That's
just
it.
lazy
I'm
and
just
relaxed.
lazy and relaxed, you know.
I'm just a real bozo. So yeah, lazy and relaxed, and then sometimes where I'm quite focused and determined to get things done. So I mean, like I was
Would you
thinking,
like an intellectual mole?
Or maybe like a panda bear, because aren't they kind of chill? But then when it's time to come out and play and do their things, they will not care if you keep removing
no
them from the
lazy
situation. They
panda
keep
bear.
going back.
No,
I like the sound of both of those.
a panda bear doesn't have any libido. They've got bad enough trying to procreate. Nah, you're not one of them. I'm assuming, Nick.
He's like, I'm just stepping out of this one now for sure. We got a suggestion of a penguin. A penguin.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Yeah,
Penguins are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can be a penguin.
Sitting on top of an egg, mind you.
Yeah, I can sit on eggs. I'm very good at sitting on
Well,
eggs.
I've got an apple. I don't see why you can't have an egg going on.
Oh, there we go.
Our spirit animals all have a certain type of food or beverage.
Clearly, it's a
Well,
certain
they
apple.
must
We're just
do,
expanding
you have
kind
to
of
snack on.
definitions here.
Now they've got to eat something. So, I don't know what I would be. Any thoughts or suggestions?
A moth.
A moth?
A moth.
Flying close to the light and getting burned so many times.
Anarosa is not impressed.
This is not me being frozen. That's just an actual shot.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear an anteater in chat is going up too.
He's being an apple.
An apple. I'll just be an apple, shall
He'll
I?
just be the apple or the egg. I don't know. Kappa, for those of you who get that.
Or maybe maybe like a little raving monkey or something. I don't know. Just like.
Oh, that actually. What are those little ones called? That are just like
A capuchin?
yes, that are just like very active and all over the place, very social, very adorable.
For a bit of techno or a bit of house music, like. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Liger, that was a good one too. Draw a Liger's good.
Oh well, I can do that. A moth. Who the hell said a moth?
Apple woman.
A butterfly, a moth. Like that's the most annoying because everyone sees a moth. You're like, oh, just go away.
I might have gone. Are you attracted to the light or are you not?
Well, Rupert, are we talking metaphorically or like as a human who likes the light? You know, just to see things. Then
I'm talking metaphorically, obviously.
I'll give you. This is our banter, by the way. This is what
is
we
normal,
do.
No,
yeah.
totally. It's all good. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
myself.
Look, hang with moth. A moth with the head of a lion. Is that better?
I like that. It's a weird ass Greek mythology type of animal monster.
It's terrifying. And it wouldn't work because no way could a moth's body lift a lion's head. It would just be
It would
on the
just
ground with this tiny wings going, owl, you know, and but it'd be fine. You'd be looked after.
Well, this took a turn, didn't it, lads?
Sorry.
Shape-shifting what?
Shape-shifting into now, yeah. We have now shape-shifted into all of these different ones. Because I know you guys were actually just asked that recently, too, if you could shape-shift into anything. So we'll just say that that's the same thing there. You shape-shift into your spirit animal or anyone or any human or anything like that. I would probably, right now, Rupert's probably thinking I'd shapeshift into anyone who's not sitting in front of this camera right now. But
Shapeshift, I promise you, the first thing I would do would not be to turn into an owl looking at an apple.
Not even just to say you did.
Better thing to do with that ability, trust me.
Nick, who would you shapeshift into, love?
Who would I shapeshift into? I remember my answer from the interview, but I'm going to choose a different answer in this case. I'll tell you what. I would choose to shapeshift into, just off the top of my head, a gladiator in ancient Roman times.
Yeah, but
Probably
like,
one that survived.
But that's time travel as well. Is that allowed?
Oh,
ooh, that is a good point.
have I broken the rules of shapeshifting?
I know,
guys? Is that what I've done?
It's strictly shapeshifting, not time shifting.
I'll choose another one. I'll shapeshift into someone who's like living on what do you call it? The International Space Station
Nice.
for like a week, just to see what it's like to live in space for a little bit, providing I don't have to do anything important, because my knowledge of physics and space is very
You just
good.
wake up and you're like, what the? And then you just have a space station.
Oh my god!
Like,
I just start panicking.
Just having it happen, you're floating around like
just floating around with like a
Can I go outside for a bit, guys? I need a bit of fresh air.
yeah, just let me step out.
No, stop. Yeah, no, I'd do that for a bit, and I'd like put on the suit and explore, outer space for a little bit, providing I could get back into the spaceship, okay, and
I love
as long
how
as I
much
can
fun
die.
you are.
It's going to go terribly wrong, isn't it? I'm going to shapeshift into the space station. Everything's just going to go horribly wrong, but I'd give it a good try.
That would be the best thing to do, actually, shapeshift into being the space station and then just
Just be the
like
station.
scoring. Great.
Just
Rename
be,
it a surprise job.
be the space station. Just be the
Yeah,
space
that's it. Yeah, that's my
I
answer
mean, we
now.
didn't clarify whether it had to be inanimate objects or not. You know what I mean? So
You didn't.
But I'd be animate. I'd be an animate space station. I'd wheel my antenna.
Well, they would think it was haunted, and it wasn't. It was just like alive.
What's that?
That's
or maybe shapeshift into one of the acters who got to be in the
You're right.
castle, right? Got to see it.
what would you, Rupert? What would you shapeshift into? A space
International Space Station. I've just said, pay
With
attention.
the antenna. He would make sure it moved.
I'll become the whole station, and I'll wave my antenna, and I'll just leave orbit
And you
because
just
I'm bonkers. So I'm going to go off to, I don't know, elsewhere. Andromeda. No, that's a long way. I don't know. Alpha Centauri is the obvious choice. That's my plan now. That's happening. Good.
Good. I expect
Did
a
you say?
story about that.
Huh?
Nearest star. It's the
Oh,
nearest
yeah,
star
sure.
to it, isn't it? No, don't go. Oh yeah, like you knew that all along because you just didn't because it's space.
I didn't hear you. What? What's going on?
Fine. Carry on. No. Honestly, it's fine.
Ooh, that's a
would
good
shapeshift
one.
into-
I just
yeah.
saw a good suggestion since Nicholas is a gamer. Shapeshift into an assassin from Assassin's Creed. You have the ability to parkour wherever. And then I won't do the rest because you don't know
Nice.
who Chakagotio is. But have that ability.
Parkour.
That would be cool, right?
I like the sound
Yeah,
of
that's
that.
good.
Do that.
But don't kill Chaka.
call.
Yes, don't do that.
Yeah.
We all like parkour. That's nice.
As
Yeah.
long as I could bring like the hoodie back with me as well, back to present time, because that's an awesome hood that
Now,
guy
Nick,
had.
you're asking a lot. You want to go on the space station but not be given any jobs that are too difficult. When it's open to take
Sorry.
or go
I'm
back.
just trying to have a good time. That's what I want. Have a good
Put the moon on a stick there or something.
Oh, this is. Oh,
I'd like to change it into a dictator, but if you have too many choices to make, just walk around, see what it feels like. People be scared, then just jump back. Maybe take a coat.
Yeah, I guess maybe we need rules on how many times we can
Like
shapeshift
prom.
here. Like the ability is finite. We'll have to put that in here. Oh man, you guys are killing me. I love this. I love this so much. You guys should totally make the
it's fine,
gaming
Nick.
con
We'll do
circuit.
the-
You know
we'll
that,
do the
right?
job. You just gotta have a good time, shapeshift. We'll work around you. Don't worry.
And have an amazing time. Okay. I'll show you the hoodie when I come back as well.
Oh well, I wait with bated breath.
You might
Thank
be
you so
jealous.
much.
It is a pretty cool
I'll
looking
show you
hoodie.
the space station somehow.
Yeah.
And I'll just be a 5'9" version of myself. That's it. That'll be great.
Just pretend I became this for a bit. It's great.
Just do that. Oh, Lacey, you can't write this. It writes itself, darling.
No,
You
this
just-
is glorious.
coming to
This
the
is glorious.
Yeah.
Trust me. Everything I wanted and more. I'm gonna have a good time about this. Oh man, and I think like especially with the great conversation we've been having, it almost just kind of like checked off a lot of the questions that I was gonna ask for as well, which is beautiful when it organically happens in such a way. Would you consider doing like the gaming con circuits now that you guys are pro and?
Yeah, just sign me up. I don't know where to go, but I'll go.
Absolutely.
I hear, and correct me, Chad, if I'm wrong, Twitch has a con in London soon, or has it just passed?
No.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I've not heard about it, if it does.
I feel like I saw tweets about it. The one here in the States just happened last weekend. last weekend.
Ooh.
And I feel like I heard it was either London, maybe it was coming up here soon or not. You should check it out. Now you want to have a
Interesting.
lot more stories about being recognized. You should go to the gaming
Oh,
concert.
that'd be strange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nick,
Right,
you
but
could maybe take some props or something. You could steal some stuff from the con, TwitchCon. You know, you have a great time.
Yeah,
Take a hoodie.
I'm sure they have some Assassin's Creed hoodies over there.
I'll send you a link. You can buy them. My hubs is a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and for one of his birthdays, got one of those
One
hoodies.
of those knives as well that comes out.
No, they don't really like that. No, when you're taking them to cons and things like that, especially nowadays over here, you know. But it does have the whole hoodie, the whole getup, the vest, and all that kind of stuff. So,
No, Nick.
it's layered.
Yeah, I like the plan. I like the idea of this. Yeah. But there was definitely Comic-Con recently, I know, because a few of my friends went to that in London, got dressed up and stuff. But yeah, I've not heard about TwitchCon yet, though.
Should check it out. I'm pretty sure I heard about it. I think you would have a good time there for sure.
Yeah, I enjoy myself greatly.
Because I know I nerd out when I see certain people like that anyway. So and even the different streamers that people see and they get all like excited about it. It's a much different experience. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So do you guys want to play a game? No, seriously.
I haven't had enough to drink, but yeah, go on.
Okay, so Steven and I on Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo plays this game called What the Hell Did You Just Say? And so what we usually do is we pick out ridiculous names of games. We don't tell you what it is, we just give you the name. And then you make up what you think the game would be about, simply based on the title. But since I know not all of you were gamers, I figured we could play What the Hell Did You Just Say Movie Edition. So we found some ridiculous titles for movies, and I would love for you to just let us know what you think that movie's about.
Yeah.
If you want to give that a shot, this could be gold or this could be awful. I'm willing to see either way how it goes. I don't know. Steven, did you want to start one first for someone?
I mean, I've got a few.
I picked out some.
I'll start off with one that just stands out like, wow, what is this movie? So I'm really curious to know what Santa with Muscles is.
Oh, that sounds like Rupert really is a fan of that movie.
It's utterly beyond me to even comprehend. Is that a real thing?
It is a real thing.
All of these are real titles.
Yeah, these are real movies.
Tell people what the movie's about.
Which is Santa on the moon or something like that. And that's the only Santa thing I'm aware of. I imagine so if I've got to work out what it's about, I imagine it's that Santa realizes that because the population of the world has increased, he needs to have more muscle mass to carry all the presents around. That would be logical, wouldn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's not about that, though.
Probably
no,
not.
I mean, it's literally this game, the movie is whatever you want it to be about. We're not even going to check and see if we're right.
That's what it's about.
It's a documentary film about Santa Claus when he's off season, and it's not Muscles, M-U-S-C-L-E-S, it's Muscles, M-U-S-S. ELS muscles, cockles and muscles, and he goes fishing in the Antarctica, and it's about the depletion of the fish. And so, you gave your explanation. I'm giving mine now. And it's essentially social commentary on the decline of the world, and it's poor Santa Claus who's the last bastion of make believe, but even he has to go and get a side gig.
I like the idea of it being like a sort of.
Rupert. What? And it wins loads of prizes as a documentary film.
Nice.
Thank you.
I like the idea of it being like a sort of mini series where it's Santa and just a really buff like elf.
Oh.
Get into sorts of wise shapes.
I think an insight into Nick's mouth is there, but go on.
Yeah. The elf Santa all sorts of troubles, and they have to sort of get out of those troubles and things.
All right, lead actor though, I have an idea. I think it's Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? He was the one that was the lead in that movie, right?
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the muscles from Brussels. There's a play on the word as well.
Right,
Santa.
She got
and
it.
then
Yeah.
every time he's on the sleigh, he's obviously doing the splits.
Of course.
Between the reindeer. I mean, it's a great movie. You guys should check it out. Totally. That's, I mean, we've just sold this movie right here and there. All right. Let's try this one. The Englishman who went up a hill but came down a mountain.
Rupert?
It's. I've actually heard the title of that before,
Ooh.
but so that's an improvement on the last one. But what it's about is, well, it's about he builds. He's a mountain builder.
Oh, yeah.
He's always wanted to be a mountain builder. Ever since he was a child, he wanted to build mountains. He realized there is no call in this world for being a mountain builder, for mountains are built by nature. But he did it anyway. He went out there, he found his hill, he down well piled earth and mud and maybe a brick or two on top of it. Bomb, I'm doing mine, thank you.
It's true.
And then he stood on top of it, and then he realised at the top, oh, I've got to get down that again. That was a really stupid way to spend the last 20 years of my life. It's a cautionary tale.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that. I like the idea of that. And then maybe just at the end, I think it was something to do with like the Egyptians too. He just said, screw it. And I just made a pyramid.
His friend and mentor, his Yoda figure, is an Egyptian, possibly played by Omar Sharif.
Oh, yes.
Who comes in and kind of goes, no, this is your destiny. And he goes, wow, all right, I'll do that then. Because he's easily dead. I don't think he's as bright as Spark, this protagonist.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Steven, what do you think?
Space Zombie Bingo.
Ooh, I love this movie. Yeah.
Is it what? Is it a film in space about zombies playing bingo?
I mean, it very well could be.
That would be an amazing film, first of all.
Do you know what I mean? They all ended up in space, the zombies, because even though the world is now completely incinerated to the point where even the zombies live on it.
Imagine when they say eyes down and then their eyes fall out because they're zombies.
Perfect! I-22.
There you go. You know,
put in the little thing.
Right.
Yep.
Two fat ladies, and they just start just pulling off chunks of stuff.
Just instead of the dauber, it's just pieces of them. Kidding.
Exactly. Yeah. And
So I mean, do the zombies actually speak, or are we getting subtitles for the moaning?
One would
Because
have to speak because it's got to say house at the end.
sure.
Ultimate win. Maybe the last one that can speak is the one that wins just by default.
Yeah, there's that.
Whoever's
No,
still well put together at the end.
They have feelings too, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
You know. So I think it's just maybe a nice tale of zombies in their downtime, up in space, just playing bingo.
Space zombies. Space zombies are always great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love it.
There's that.
We can try one more. Now this one's
Go
getting
on.
hard. The title is simply called Pfft. I'm not lying. I found a movie called
How do you spell that?
Phfft.
Oh,
Well, that's obviously a thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
farting. That's about farting. This is a film about farting.
oh, nice. I was thinking it's just like a crotchety old man every time, the kids got on his lawn with the cane.
There's no reason these can't work quite well together. Crotchety old men do fart quite a
They
lot.
do. You're absolutely right. Just the sound he makes every time he walks by.
Yeah. Or he's got pistons.
Pistons, eh?
See, now we might be back into the, what was he saying, an air leak on the space station. So everything's going back to space.
Yeah,
It
well,
could
don't
be-
rely
yeah,
on Nick.
it could
He
be
just wants
anything
to be
to
there
do.
for the day. He's just a day tripper. Not a space station.
So say a documentary about colon health.
I'm
What I'm reading
there
in chat.
playing bingo with the zombies guy.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for playing along with us. I appreciate it. That was fun. Right now, though, I'm going to see Deva has been collecting a couple of questions because I don't want to absorb too much of your time because I'm sure you probably got some other things to do today. Let's see if I can. Deva, where did you send them to me? We got some viewer questions here, maybe on my Discord.
Or maybe nobody cares.
I saw some popping up, and I saw
No one
Deva
cares.
grabbing
No one
them
wants to ask
for
us
me.
anything.
I'll just see if it was a whisper. I have way too many things. Discord DMs. Excellent. Oh, you've been putting them in the doc. Beautiful. You're a lovely soul. All right. So the first one we have is from Mist Explorer.
Ooh.
And this might be more towards Nicholas as the gamer, but have you played any of the Myst games?
I've not. No, I've not heard of these games.
You might be too young. I don't know. I'm actually
before my time.
Well, it depends, I guess, on when you started gaming. I'm actually looking up here because I probably still have the hard copy back in the day when you had to actually go to the store and purchase a game and bring it back.
I remember those days.
Yep. I'm gonna say Rupert's probably no.
I have not played Myst, but I am
It's another FMV though.
I am at least aware of it, so yeah, it's got
points
some nice
for that.
I've seen the horror film The Mist. Is it on a similar sort of mind frame to that? Is it a horror game?
Well, it's kind of more like probably like a walking simulator, I guess. It's very, very heavy story based, some like puzzle elements to it. You're basically exploring this world that they've created for you. And so, it's not horror, right? From back in '93. It did have a couple of them, and I think Riven, right? Mist Explorer was one of the sequels to it. Like it was another world that they explored or whatever. So very, very more or less a calm game. You walk through, you're exploring the world, very beautiful, lush environment that they created for you.
Yes.
They have remade Myst about 10 times. Okay. And I know there's another one coming out soon, but it's MIST, and it created mass confusion. It was like, it's not about the same thing. So Chub Cheeks wants to know, what are Nicholas's thoughts on Gwent?
Oh, now that is one of the main reasons why I went back into The Witcher 3, because I saw for anyone here that knows Dodger, who's in the with Jesse and that lot, she's a YouTuber slash. I saw one of the tweets about Gwent, asking people about how should I go about playing Gwent in The Witcher 3 and stuff, and that actually reminded me about The Witcher 3 and got me back into playing it. And yeah, so I've basically gone back into it. Originally not interested in Gwent at all. I'm not really good with card games, but now very much getting into it and starting to try and collecting all the cards and stuff. Mm-hmm. I know that there is another game that's solely about playing Gwent, basically just a card game within itself, which I haven't actually played, but within the Witcher 3 game, I am playing Gwent quite a lot.
Yeah, I know there's a standalone for it too. I think it's a free download, actually.
Is it?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe Mammoth could correct me if I'm wrong, because he loves Gwent too. He actually used Witcher 3 as a Gwent simulator when he streams the game. But he loved it. Okay. This one is from Deva. What sort of games would Rupert like to make if he could?
Haha.
I have a very direct and complete answer to that, which I can't really say.
Oh, okay. So we might have a project we need to be looking out for, right?
Yeah, basically, and in the not too distant future, I'm having a big meeting get together about that, which will, push it on considerably to the point where maybe I can say things about it. I don't know. Yeah, sorry, that's a really annoying answer.
Yeah, okay, well then let's set aside the fact that you have that in the works. Like, what kind of genres then of games would interest you? Like, would you be more? Are you interested in maybe creating a horror or a fantasy or maybe another FMV or?
I'm pretty sure I'll say it would be science fiction. Possibly more of an interactive movie than an FMV. I don't know. It might kind of straddle the line weirdly at this stage because it's all early days, really. But yeah, it would be a science fiction thing.
Excellent.
Slightly comedic, a bit surreal. Probably has Anarosa in it. That's likely.
Let me know when auditions are.
Right. As soon as I've got a script working, really. But yes, frankly, yeah.
Using the power of live to corner them into answers. All right. So we have one from Dropkick Melon. Do any of you have stage combat training?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not much.
Stage combat.
Like.
It's such a.
It's very basics.
Very basics.
Yeah.
What an anticlimactic answer!
Right, everyone's like,
oh my
kind
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, whatevs. What a fight you. It won't be real, but yeah,
Do you know how to fake taking the hits and how to
exactly,
look off to the side?
It's more of a case of tricking the audience with stage combat, isn't it? Because my friend, I do a bit of Muay Thai training as well, and I did jiu-jitsu and stuff. Martial arts is something I'm interested in, and in comparison to stage combat, it's very much a case of you're not obviously hitting each other. It's a case of tricking the audience into making you think you are. It's all down and creating their own, stage art to create almost like a dance.
Oh wow, so you've got like a lot of like legit training going on. Like he's like Muay Thai and dance and all this kind of stuff, and the rest of us are like, well, I know how to look like I got smacked. I had to do that on stage once, and I don't know if this was the same training you guys had where I had to take a slap. And it was like where you had to fake it towards the audience, but as you went to slap, you would throw your one hand up to actually make the connecting noise and then roll with it.
One of the most terrifying moves I ever had to do was I had to pretend to be kicked in the gonads, to put it nicely.
Area, yeah.
When I did it, the guy turned to me, the fight director turned to me and said, "That scream you made was amazing. Keep doing that." And I was like, "Well, there's a reason I screamed like that. It wasn't acting. It wasn't acting. It was more fear of pain." Because even though they're not actually hitting anywhere,
well, you still got to trust the other person you're with, right, to not actually kick you.
So it's not a lot involved. Yeah, there's a lot of trust involved in stage combat. Hello, can you guys see me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you back.
Hi. Yeah, there's a lot of trust involved, and sometimes that trust is ill-founded. Sometimes it's mistakes do happen, but we suffer for our passion, as it were. Like with any stage performance or film performance, trust is a big thing. If you can't trust your fellow actors, then you're not going to get anywhere, really, I think.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. No, that's great. And then the rest of you two were like, yeah, a little bit. That might have been all I have, unless it got updated while I had it opened, Deva. So what we're going to do is at this time, you guys, and then chat and everybody else, if you want, I'm going to see if I can get this. So far, everything's been seeming to go too well since we finally got ourselves live. I would love to give away a copy of The Shapeshifting Detective for those of you who are in chat right now. I'm going to get the raffle going here as soon as I get the proper screen open, because I have a lot of stuff going on this screen, so I don't hide everyone's lovely faces that are over here.
Exciting!
So, where can we find you guys? Is there another project or anything you want to talk about that you might be coming up, that you're allowed to, of course, in that regard?
I work on the radio.
Oh, yeah?
So you can log on to www.barcelonacityfm.com, and I've got a show every Friday, which is called the Friday Power Hour. It's just an hour of me and tunes to get you going for the weekend, opening up your weekend, hashtag like an orchid. That's mine. And also, every Saturday you can be in bed with Gigi and Butler from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock Spanish time. There, that's my plug.
There you go.
Or you can just type in Spanish Irish chick, which is like, it's like my brand. It's not really a brand, but that's what like marketing for actors tells you that you are. So it's my brand. And just type that in, and then you'll find me and stuff. So that's it. Beautiful. Okay, go Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick. I don't have anything to plug. I am in a couple of short films that are coming up soon, and there's a number of things that are happening, or hopefully happening in the near future. So, yeah, I mean, like, you can probably find me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram if you'd like to.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, Chaka, if you got the links for that, you could drop their. I'm assuming it's okay to drop your Twitters and chat. Have people follow your socials. Go ahead and hit those follow buttons for them so you can keep track of what they're doing when they got stuff to go. Blood of the Gamer. Hi. And anything from you, Rupert? Other than what we already know we can't talk about, I guess.
Exactly. I'm just
well, then definitely follow Rupert's Twitter, because it sounds like he's got a lot of amazing things in the fire right now that you guys are going to want to absolutely check out and be a part of there. I'm going to leave the raffle going for just a little bit longer. David told me another question did pop up, so now I'm going to actively see if I can find it on the fly. All right. Here we go. And this one's from Chaka Gozio. Do you prefer doing voiceover acting or acting directly in FMV, or which is easier for you to do?
I mean, voiceover, you don't have to wear any makeup. You just rock up.
That is very true.
You just do your thing, and they pay you lots of money for voiceover work. FMV though, well, like it's proper acting, so you're like in the moment. I think that's the answer. But like voiceover work, no makeup, more dollar, basically. Really. I didn't say something that crazy.
No. I think it was a question of everybody started to talk at the same time, and then everybody wanted to back off and give them time to do it, and then it was just that nice little lull for a second.
I know. So I'll just back away and go, Rupert.
No, you go ahead, please.
Oh my God, what happened?
I know. Well, okay, Nicholas, what do you prefer? Or which do you like to do? Both? Yes, all of it?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, from my experience so far, in terms of when I was compared to voiceover work I've done in the past, it was actually quite similar in the sense that with the FMV game, you're talking to a camera, and with voiceover work, you're talking to a microphone. So you're basically acting opposite an inanimate object that can't respond to you. And basically you have to sort of, in my case at least, imagine how the other and a case of keeping your energy up more than if you've got another actor in the scene with you. So yeah, from my experience at least, there's quite a few similarities between acting in an FMV game compared to voiceover work at least. But in terms of preference, I don't have one. Wherever the work is, I will go.
I just figured as an actor, we're all attention whores, and you were going to say, I want to be in front of the camera.
I prefer being in front of the camera.
You prefer in front of the camera?
Yeah, I mean, doing voiceover work is vastly easier because you don't have to learn the script, and you don't have to move around a lot and things like that. And but I think it's more fun if you do move around and do things. So I enjoy that slightly more, I suppose. But yeah.
And I was gonna say with acting in an FMV, you guys had to like stare into the camera, right? A lot, which is like what your training always tells you not to do is look into the camera. And so, did they at least give you some stuff back to try to help you emote from the other side of the camera so you could look in? Or... She's like, no,
really,
no, you be actors, you do your thing.
It was all in our mind. Yeah, it was all. All in
not even like the tennis ball on a string or something like that for you to look at.
No, nothing. Not even a tennis ball.
Oh, right.
For shame.
What a shame. For shame. Or like a picture of who you're supposed to be talking to,
Nope.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and roll the winner for the giveaway here in chat, you guys.
Okay, and thank you, Lacey. It was awesome.
And Dava has won a copy of the Shapeshifting Detective. Be checking your Steam account because I will be sending that to you. And obviously, it's not going to unlock for you until Tuesday, November 6th. So, thank you all so much, seriously, for being on the show today. I've had a freaking blast. I hope you guys had fun, too. Remember, guys, Shapeshifting Detective is the game. FMV is coming out this Tuesday, November 6th. You can pre-order right now for 20% off. And honestly, they could charge way more than they are for it. So you should hop on that now, even after the fact you're getting a steal. And be sure to tune back in here, of course, on Tuesday, because Lacey is going to be playing the crap out of that game. So thank you all again.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
I really appreciate it. All right, and we're off.